Yes, Grenada, Carriacou, PD Monic, and the rest of the world. We'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson. People, this is where it all happens. We are talking about the good, we are talking about the bad, and we are talking about the Mikey. Now, this has been no ordinary Friday, boy. Real thing happen. Real thing happening still. And so we want to tell you about it. And we know that you have places to go and things to do, so we don't want to keep you, you know what I mean? We're having a full program tonight, by the way. And I ain't making it up. We're having a full program tonight. Anyway, all you brace all yourself. Call your family and tell them that the program start now, man. Yeah, let them know that the thing start. So that they could come around the TV, they could come around the computer, they could come around and thing. All your... So basic first of all, housekeeping matters. I want to encourage you guys to share the program. Share the business. You know when I share the business, like the thing does go viral. All right. So that's the first order of business. Secondly, I would like to thank all of you who are viewing for the first time on the program. So I was going through the statistics of the program and realized that nightly, every night, we have a lot of newcomers. Just about 30% of viewers every night are first-time viewers. So that's good, you know? So Olia, welcome, okay? Let's talk about really what's really making the headline for tonight. An accident on the job claims the life of a man in Carriacou, people. A Grenville woman in her 80s, you know, brutally raped. How could that be? But anyway, yeah. St. Vincent National slapped with money laundering charges here in Grenada as well. We will tell you about a major drug bust in Grove. Police confirm stabbing death in St. Andrew. Tragic. Okay, we already told you that. As well, health officials note marked increase in flu cases in St. Lucia. And we have a lot more things to tell you about. So welcome. I think a lot of you might be learning about that accident in Carriacou for the first time. It has to do with a man who is actually from Grenada, who went to Carriacou, as we understand it, and was doing a job. And an accident on a job site claimed his life today. So we will be telling you about that shortly. Folks, we want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10. All your share the business. You see, when we come back, it gonna be real news in all your Lily Lolo. So stay tuned.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
On Saturday, 6 April, the National Stadium comes alive with grand opening opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. Mark Western Stars. And from 9 p.m. defending champion St. Patrick Crown City Strikers versus St. John Dolphins. Experience pure football, pure class. Then after the games, we move stateside for the top 3 artists in the International Groovy Monarch from Trinidad. Groovy King Swappy from St. Lucia with his man Teddy St. John. And the Grenadian Golden Boy, Vaughn. Also featuring the band Solid and Pappy Boy. Admission $25 main stand, $20 bleachers. The grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. Get into the game. Saturday, April 13th is the date. 4 p.m. is the time. It's the 3rd annual Grenada Invitational. World-class athletes, world-class performances, and a world-class facility. Come see Olympians Andre DeGrasse, Shellyan, Fraser Price, Braylon Toplin, Asafa Powell, Lyndon Victor, and the cast of superstars at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Tickets are now on sale at godofed.com. Grenadian Optical, Duty Free Caribbean, Maxis Bar, and Venus. Saturday, April 13th. Grenada Invitational. See you there.
McIntyre, top of the screen in the colors of Grenada with a bit of a lead.
To keep it fresh, chill it. To get it hot, cook it. To keep it clean, wash it. Do all that and more with top brand appliances from Quartz. Try that recipe on a new stove. Keep those fruit bowls chilled in the latest design fridge. Get laundry done with a brand new washer and dryer combo. Purchase any Whirlpool product and get a chance to win $8,000. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing until June. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Get ready for that, and folks, get ready for the Grenada Invitational as well. Now, I could tell you a little secret about the Grenada Invitational. Now, they are saying that they will be going into, the organizers that is, that they will be going into some schools next week and offering for sale tickets to the students for $20. So, like, if you're smart, you can also give the children an extra $20. So when they buy the ticket for themselves, they could buy a ticket for you too, so that I'll go sit down next to each other. You understand? But only through the schools can you get your tickets for the Grenada Invitational at $20. But don't tell nobody, I tell all of that. You know what I mean? Because you know you have tickets for all kind of. And that's for the secondary stands, by the way, right? Yeah, so yeah, only in the schools those offers will be made for the Grenada Invitational. All right, folks, let's get into the news right now. Let's see really and truly what's making the news. So the first thing that we have to tell you, the following are the results from the knockout match played on Thursday, 4th April in the GCIC cricket tournament. Now, we had Police coming up against a Communal Credit Union. Now, Police made 164 for 8 in 15 overs. And the Communal Credit Union, they made 160 for 5 in 15 overs, all right? So, congratulations to the winners, all right, eh? The Police and things like that, okay? Now, this is from the Inland Revenue. The Inland Revenue Division of the Ministry of Finance advises the public of the following taxes that will be due and payable for the month of April 2019. April 8th, so that is next week, all right? Pay as you earn, due and payable, withholding tax due and payable. That's for the 8th of April. For April 10th, gaming tax due and payable. April 22nd, value added tax VAT due and payable. Excise tax due and payable. April 30th, personal income tax PIT and corporation income tax CIT, installments due and payable. Also, corporation income tax returns for fiscal year ending 30th January 2019. Annual stamp tax AST installments due and payable. Persons are encouraged to file and pay all taxes on time to avoid penalties and interest. Payments can be made at the Ministry of Finance, Inland Revenue Cash Office, and the District Revenue Office, or via wire transfer to for taxpayers in the diaspora. Now, for further information, please contact Mrs. Karine Moraine Alexander, Public Relations Officer, Inland Revenue Division, Ministry of Finance, at 435-6945 or 6946, or you can visit the IRD website at www.ird.gd. Oh yeah, the Eastern Zone won the secondary school games today. Pram. I think that includes like SAS, Grenville Sec, St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, St. David's Catholic. All of that affair, and them country school must beat up. You know what I mean? Yo, all right. Let me leave that talk there until later on. We can have a more comprehensive report on the secondary school games a little bit later on in the program. What we want to tell you about is reading looking good and libraries looking good too. Now, the GND Schools Inc., they have launched 5 school libraries in the first quarter of 2019, people. In 2019, and libraries, you know. So we're looking good. You understand? And we have to congratulate the GND schools for that. Not many people are doing these things these days. And so when you get that organization to do something like that, of course it must be recognized. You understand? So we're going to be telling you about that. Now, all these stakeholders, and we don't want to overlook them, all these stakeholders who are involved in making this a reality, we also have to say hats off to you. Here's a special report.
Children, do you all like gifts? Well, you got a big one today, a really big one.
The gift of a beautiful library at St. George's Methodist School brought smiles to all present as GND Schools Incorporated officially handed over the keys to the newly renovated space. The handing over ceremony was held on March 7, 2019. Staff and students at the school can now enjoy a fully upgraded library equipped with a new ceiling, electric fans and lights, tiled floor, secure windows, modern furniture, and a collection of over 800 new books.
We are in the business of literacy development. That's what we do. We give to schools libraries. If anyone has been around since the days of Ivan, 2004, you would know that soon thereafter, we no longer had a national public library. So I like to say now that we bring the libraries to the children.
On behalf of the staff, parents, students, management board, friends, all well-wishers of our school, that it gives me great pleasure to graciously accept this wonderful state-of-the-art library given to us today by the efforts of Grenada Schools Incorporated and all of the partners involved. And I want to make very special mention in absentia to all of our distinguished donors, Grace and Landis Young.
GND Schools Incorporated has become known for delivering high-quality libraries, which offer students a creative and engaging space for developing their love for reading at an early age.
This partnership between Grenada Schools Inc. and the Ministry of Education is very profound. Our ambitious efforts to improve reading proficiency is at the forefront of early literacy efforts. Today we know early literacy changes lives, and as we learn more about language and brain development, we know every learner can do simple things now that reap huge rewards later. We can teach adults to engage children with a story, to read actively, and to ask questions.
Between January and March 2019, G&D Schools Incorporated handed over 5 new libraries. Other recipients included Caliste Government School and Constantine Methodist School in St. George, Sacred Heart RC in Tivoli, St. Andrew, and Bonaire Government School in St. Mark. The organization plans to open more school libraries during 2019. In the pipeline include the public primary schools in Paraclete, Chantemelle, and Caracou.
Children, do you like
Thank you very much, guys. I think that one was really lovely, all right? So good. We're looking good. All right, give them a clap, no man. Oh, gosh, give them people a clap, no man. You don't hear these things happening these days. Oh, yeah. Today was no ordinary day, boy. There was an accident in Grand Anse. A trailer truck carrying a container capsized. And it created an obstruction like Grand Anse has never seen before. You understand? People, roadblock for hours. Now, the first thing that I want to tell all you, if all you thought God wasn't a Grenadian joke all you're making, let me tell you why. At the time of this incident in the early afternoon, right? Remember, this would usually be a very busy road on Fridays. Somehow, today when this incident took place, there was no vehicle close to this truck. That incident could have gone very differently. People, this incident could have gone very, very differently. Right? So that's the first thing I want to talk about tonight. That we lucky, boy. Look that thing there. You know, usually a rail vehicle there. You know what I mean? Rail. So, we have to say, first of all, thank God for sparing the lives of our Grenadian people. That being said, people mass today. Traffic in all Lolo. Watch, yo. I spent just about 2 hours in traffic from Woodlands to town to from Woodlands to Grand Anse. People, I ain't making it up. I know some fellas go get relics tonight. Some men go get relics because when all they reach home late, wifey go think I'll come out in some hole. Tell them, wifeys, please, if the man come home late tonight, it was due to the traffic jam. He don't come out nowhere else. The traffic be bad, believe him. You know what I mean? Why? You're telling me? The police even was forced to put out a notice informing the general public of the 40-foot cargo container that fell in the vicinity of the Silver Sands Grand Anse. So they had asked people to pass through the Springs, Woodlands, public road and thing, but yeah, boy. Yeah, no, that one was crazy. How we looking? So we happy that, you know, he could have go south and he don't go south. He happened in south, but he didn't go south. Yeah, son, it's cleared up now and everything like that, you know, so we good day. We good to go. How we looking? Earlier, we want to introduce you to the In the Paper segment. We have a real thing to tell you tonight, and we have to go fast. All right, so let's take you to the In the Paper segment. Now, the first thing that we have to tell all your boy is about the woman. Oh dear. Oh boy, all you hear about that incident, boy, with the 84-year-old woman. I think it's 83 or 84 years old. Yo, well, they say they're looking into the matter. Grenville police, they are investigating the brutal rape, and this information comes from the Grenada Informer. Brutal rape of an elderly woman. We told you about that earlier on this week. They say she's in her late 80s, you know. You understand? That's what they say. In this paper say they're in her late 80s. I hear somebody say 84, I think something like that. You know, I saw it written somewhere. They say it sends shockwaves throughout the town of Grenville by Wednesday morning. The incident occurred on Tuesday night at the home of the victim. They say that she lived alone in a 2-bedroom wooden house in the town of Grenville, some 300 meters from the Grenville police station. 300 meters, you got almost pelt a stone on that. You understand? From the police station. They say that the elderly woman is commonly known as a strong Roman Catholic. She had attended the third night praise, the passing of 2 members of the child's family in Grenville. When the intruder most likely took the opportunity to enter her home. on her arrival home, she was forced to succumb to her attacker, and she was allegedly raped and left for dead while her attacker made his escape. They say that the police later became aware of the incident, and one man from Grenville has been detained for questioning in connection with the alleged crime. You understand? So let's see, let's hope, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope, yeah, that they find who the culprit is. You know what I mean? Because that's funny. You know what I mean? That's funny. Folks, that's one of the articles that we found from the Grenada Informer. You understand? There was another article that we had gotten from the Informer that we would want to tell you about. It is about a St. Vincent woman who got herself caught up in the law, boy. You understand? Yeah, she gets herself in some serious hot water. A 20-year-old St. Vincent national arrested moments after disembarking the inter-island ferry Osprey line on the sister isle of Carriacou on Monday. They say she has been remanded to the Richmond Hill prison. Huh? What's she name? P.L.? Or Pavel? Huh? Patterson, whose address was given as Chateaublay in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She was denied bail as she made her first court appearance before the magistrate Tahira Jelino, at the number 2 magistrates court in St. George's on Wednesday on a single charge of money laundering. To information reaching the Grenada Informer, Patterson was intercepted by law enforcement officers moments after getting off the Osprey on the sister isle. Now a search was carried out on her, and $26,000 was found, you know, inside a bag. What? No, they're saying he. Why it is all serious, all joking. Is that he or she? Anyway, we don't stand for it. You know what I mean? Anyway, huh? $26,000 was found inside a bag, you know. Handed over to the individual was handed over to the officers attached to the Financial Intelligence Unit, and some subsequently charged. They say at the court on Wednesday, Patterson had no legal representative or representation. The issue of bail was raised. However, it was strongly objected by the prosecution on the basis that Patterson had no ties to Grenada and the possibility of his not showing up for the trial in that event they say that he's placed on bail is possible. So in that case, it was denied. The bail was denied. Now Patterson was remanded to the Richmond Hill prison and is expected to make the second court appearance on April 15th. In about 10 days from now. You understand? Also, we heard from the Informer. We're going fast, eh? We ain't wasting no time because we have a real thing to tell all you about. Alright? Of a drug bust which happened in Grove St. John, according to the Informer. You understand? 576 pounds of marijuana was intercepted. 2 men are believed to be in police custody assisting the lawmen with their investigation. Up until press time on Wednesday, no official charge has been laid. All right. In related news, though, a joint operation between the officers attached to the drug squad in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard on the weekend, some 583 pounds of marijuana were confiscated on the island of Union Island. You understand? What else we see here? We're going again, people. How are we looking for time? Because we have a real thing to tell all you about, and I realize time going real fast. Then we have the new, the balance the thing, no man, take all the time with me. Then we have the new today. Thompson defeats PM Mitchell in court. We'll give you a quick thing here. It says that Willan Thompson is still the legal holder of the post of Commissioner of Police in So wait now, Grenada have 2 Commissioner of Police, Hamlet. Hold on, let me read that one. It says Willan Thompson is still the legal holder of the post of Commissioner of Police in Grenada. I'm making it up. This is the effect of Monday's ruling by the female High Court Judge, Justice Wynette Adrian Roberts, in a case brought by Thompson, who challenged his removal from the post by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell when he returned to power following the 2013 general. I don't making it up. Y'all buy the paper already? Go on with the thing. You know what I mean? Interesting stuff, you know, exciting, you know. Get popcorn. All right, it says here that former Attorney General Rohan Phillip, who argued the case for Thompson, told the New Today newspaper that he is aware of the judgment but prefers to hold back on making any comment until he has a copy of the judgment itself. Phillips said that the ruling gave support to his argument before the court that Thompson was improperly removed from the post of Commissioner of Police. According to a legal source familiar with the case, Justice Roberts based her decision on the judgment reached in an earlier court matter involving former Cabinet Secretary Gemma Bain Thompson, who was unconstitutionally removed from her post by Prime Minister Mitchell when he returned to office. Now listen, read the paper. There's a Grenada. There's a New Today. Let me just say Grenada today because next thing I get locked up. That is a New Today. All right. So they had like a vibes and thing inside there. I see Emmeline Pear, Education Minister, teachers are mocking the SBA and thing. You know. Yeah, boy. Yeah, paper pretty. Okay, we have another story to tell all you, boy. We going again. Hear this one. There is a business in I'm going to say St. Grenville, you know? Because sometimes Grenville was, yeah, boy, it's like an island and you don't know. I ain't making it up. Yeah, boy. They say Grenville is like an island and you wouldn't. It's a republic. It's not me what say, you know. Anyway, page 24 of the Grenada Voice. Although make sure to buy the paper. Make sure to buy the paper. You know, let me just quickly go through that one too. You know what I mean? Open up. Wait. All right. Yes, look it here, coming up. Right. Grenville says goodbye to an... Gosh, man. Right, we good already. So Grenville says goodbye to an institution. All right. The Paris Pharmacy Limited, the quote mother of pharmacies in Grenada, has recently closed its doors to the public after over 90 years. The pharmacy in Victoria Street, Grenville, which is now up for sale, got its name since it was established in 1927. Already know that? By Harcourt Paris, a pharmacist from Barbados who had knowledge of probably the oldest remedies known to man. At that time, there were only a few pharmacies drugstores in Grenada, with only 2 in Grenville, Paris and Beckwith's Pharmacy. Later, several pharmacies evolved, owned or partially owned by doctors and or physicians, which was seen as a conflict of interest in other islands, since it was believed that when a doctor or physician is linked to a pharmacy, he will prescribe only items that exist in his store, which may or may not cure an ailing patient. I've always thought about that too, you know what I mean? Yeah, boy. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's leave that talk there. This is a very interesting story, by the way, from the Grenada Voice, all right? So all you buy the paper. You hear telling all you, good. How we looking for time? Now, all you, we have some other stories to tell all. We got to get on to that right now, huh? Hear that one, boy. Police, they have confirmed the stabbing death that happened in St. Andrew last night, boy, yesterday. We get a call just after we come out from Mikey Live. One man is in custody assisting the police with their investigation into a stabbing incident. It left Leon Fletcher, alias Ratty, dead. Now, according to police, the incident occurred on Thursday, 4th April, sometime around 8 p.m., like last night. According to the police, Fletcher was pronounced dead on arrival at the Princess Alice Hospital. An autopsy is pending to determine the actual cause of death. Folks, we heard that there might have been about 3 stab wounds to the body of the deceased. They had some dispute and then kind of business. You know what I mean? police say, why do we have to resort to violence, boy? Why do we have to resort to violence? So anyway, they're looking into this. They're looking into this matter, but I ain't done talk yet. But don't quote me on this next one. Let's go to Carriacou. And I'm hearing to the grapevine, we can't confirm yet, but we'll get through with it. Don't worry, that small thing. That a teenager may just be a suspect to a murder case in Carriacou. Hold on, take all the time. We're looking into it. You know what I mean? But we're just telling all you that we have reasons to believe, based on our preliminary findings, that a very young teenager may just be the suspect of a murder investigation happening in Carriacou right now. A possible work site accident claimed the life of a man today on the Sister Isle. Now, according to sources, this Grenadian worker went up on a job assignment in Carriacou, I believe, to do with some demolition of a building to that effect, something to that effect. And some stuff, it seemed like a section of the house collapsed, you know, and he lost his life. You understand? And he lost his life. Sad indeed. We're not going to talk about names or anything. We're going to allow the police to tell you that this information is just reaching us, you know. So we're going to allow the police to send out the official report on this incident. So yeah, we're not going to call any names or anything like that. But that's a really tragic. That's really tragic, man. You know. Yeah, boy. See, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. You know, I could just imagine what the family, what they are going through. You know what I mean? Folks, we just tell all you everything, the good, the bad, the everything. And I don't want to keep all of feeling too down for too long. You understand? So the next thing that I want to tell you about, boys, a group of young stars here in Grenada. Well, they're heading to St. Vincent. Tennis players from St. John. The St. John table tennis team, they're heading to St. Vincent. In fact, they went today. We have Miss Rose Dina. She's the head coach of Grenada's under 16 table tennis team. And she spoke to one of our associates, Giselle, yes? Speaking about the 2019 OACS Champion School Table Tennis Competition. Now that competition is going to run from the 5th to the 8th of April in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And here we are. We have Giselle speaking with Rose about this tournament.
I'm here with Miss Rose Newland, our junior table tennis coach at the Ministry of Sports, and she will be traveling with a team of young players to represent Grenada in table tennis, and she will tell us all about what's happening. So, Miss Newland, tell us what's happening for table tennis at the regional level.
What is happening at the regional level is we'll be attending a championship in St. Vincent on the 5th to the 8th of April. And we have 6 students from different schools, but all of them play in table tennis in quite a while now. Vijay Valsin, Apple Secondary, Shamal Williams, St. John's Christian Secondary, Cedric Mackay, St. Rose Modern Secondary, Jade Patrick, PBC, Anik Bonaparte, St. John's Anglican, and Jenai Clovey, St. Rose Modern Secondary. He's a champion of champion inter-school tournament, and I know definitely we will do well. Our youngest player, Anik Bonaparte, she have been playing with us since she was 6 years old, and she does quite well. She's only 11 years. And our youngest boy, Vijay Valsin, which is was one of our nominee for the Sports Award tournament, Sports Award 20 18. Preparation is going quite well. We have our senior coach, Jason Stanislas, which is coaching the team, Mr. Benjamin also, Anthony Benjamin. And I also have myself, Rosemary Dina. We have been playing a long time, a long time. I've been putting a lot of effort in table tennis. I work from Monday to Saturday. And all the students who will be representing Grenada, they all start from 6 years from the St. John's Table Tennis Club, which was established in 2000.
Thank you very much, Rose. You have been doing a really good job where that is concerned. So we have to, I'll give her a clap, no man, you know. Yeah, man, give them a clap, you see, because you don't hear about them thing all the time. So when you do, you have no choice but to, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, yeah, do the thing, man, what it is. Oh, yeah, there are a few stories that I have to skip because we're running out of time. We have a lot to tell you from the national report, all right? So we'll have to skip some of the stories that you see featured in our headline with regards to some of the international stories in particular, all right? So here's what.
Hello? Hello? Ah!
Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are. Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE net. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel. On Saturday, 6 April, the National Stadium comes alive with the grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup. St. Andrew Big Parish Stores versus St. Mark Western Stores. And from 9 p.m, defending champion St. Patrick Crown City Strikers versus St. John Dolphins. Experience pure football, pure class. Then after the games, we move stateside for the top 3 artists in the International Groovy Monarch from Trinidad. Groovy King Swappy from St. Lucia with his man, Edison John, and the Grenadian Golden Boy, Vaughn. Also featuring the band Solid and Pappy Boy. Admission $25 main stand, $20 bleachers. The grand opening of the second annual Pure Grenada Cup.
To keep it fresh, chill it. To get it hot, cook it. To keep it clean, wash it. Do all that and more with top brand appliances from Quartz. Try that recipe on a new stove. Keep those fruit bowls chilled in the latest design fridge. Get laundry done with a brand new washer and dryer combo. Purchase any Whirlpool product and get a chance to win $8,000. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing until June. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
We also would like to apologize for some of our viewers on television and cable who've experienced an interruption in their broadcast. We do apologize for that, all right? All right, folks, what we have for you right now is the national report.
Eastern Zone wins inaugural secondary school games. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Friday, April 5th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. The Eastern Zone are the winners of the inaugural National Secondary School Games, which saw new records being established at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Friday. The Eastern Zone also captured the final 2 races, the girls and boys 4x400 meter relays open. We have a recap from reporter Sherry Ann Noel, who spent the day interviewing many of the athletes.
There were 4 zones, 60 events, and at the end we had a winner. The inaugural winner of the 2019 National Secondary School Games is the athletes that form the Eastern Zone, the schools of St. David's Catholic Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent, St. Andrew, the Grenville Secondary School, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, and Grenada Christian Academy. Now, we had a number of splendid performances both on the track and on the field. We had all who won actually had new records. We had students who said many thanks to the government for giving them the opportunity, as it was their last time to perform on the tracks in their schools, to represent their schools. We had the individual champs in the under 15. We had Shanti Augustine from the Southern Zone. She had 12 points. We also had in the under 15 boys, we had Tejan Peter King, also of the Southern Zone, with 18 points. Under 17 girls went to Kishana Phillip of Southern Zone, and the under 17 boys, Jadon Tika of the Northern Zone. The under 21 girl went to Johnny Thomas of the Eastern Zone with 24 points. The under 21 boy was Jared Sylvester with 14 points. And the overall champs for the girls was Johnny Thomas and Tejan Peter King for the boys. It was indeed a day of keen rivalry. The athletes competed both on the field and the tracks, and they are looking forward to see if their records will be broken when there is a National Secondary School Games in 2020. Hats off to the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Sports, who collaborated to ensure that the students got the opportunity to exhibit their talents here on the tracks.
During the official opening ceremony, Education Minister the Honorable Emmeline Pear said the inaugural event bears testimony of government's commitment to the development of the nation's athletes. Some of the athletes who competed before an impressive crowd thanked the government for the opportunity that the Games provided.
We believe as a government that every child deserves every possible opportunity to grow, every possible opportunity to succeed. And that is the only reason that we took that very bold decision to hold these games. We all believe in the all-round development of children. We believe in the opportunity for children to learn, for students to learn, and that is exactly why we are here today. Because we believe that the opportunities that they receive and those who received in the past, we can speak today about those who have excelled in terms of their recognition internationally and how they were responsible and how they were able to be good ambassadors promoting our country regionally and internationally. But we can also speak today about those in the past who never thought that they would ever have an opportunity to further their education. And it was sports in many cases that gave so many persons, including many of our physical education teachers, many of our coaches, that opportunity today to have a career that they are proud of, that they are passionate about. And so we don't take for granted, ladies and gentlemen, the opportunities that we can provide to our students.
Organizers say this will not be a one-off meet and they're hoping to do it again next year. As mentioned, athletes from the Eastern Zone won the final 2 races, the girls and boys 4x400 meter open. Let's look back at the action.
It's the penultimate event. They're on the mark.
And they're off. It's a smooth, fast start there from the athletes. All getting off to good start, but it's the Eastern Zone stamping the early dominance on this event, opening up a sizable lead at the moment, just about 15 meters, and it continues to grow. Eastern Zone there out front, followed by the Southern Zone as they head down the backstretch. The Northern Zone and the Western Zone are in the mix, but with just about 220 meters to go in the first lap, it is the Eastern Zone. They continue to dominate this event, and they are setting their intentions clear that yes, they have won the championship, but they want to do so in style by winning the 4x400 meters girls. Here comes Jida Harry from the Southern Zone, looking to close the gap on the first leg. She is doing so successfully, but Eastern Zone, she the athlete from the Eastern Zone, she will hand over first, followed by the athlete from the Southern Zone.
The Eastern Zone off to a great start here, as they have maybe a 20-meter lead over the Southern Zone, and then we have the Northern Zone and Western Zone. But there goes the Eastern Zone. It's going to be a tremendous effort here by the Southern Zone to close that gap on the Eastern Zone. And I'm sure Janaya Thomas is somewhere in the mix here to anchor it home for the Eastern Zone. It's going to be difficult here for the Southern Zone. I make it about 80 meters is the lead that the Eastern Zone is enjoying over the Southern Zone. What a lead, what a performance here already on the second leg of the penultimate event, the 4x400 meters open for girls. The Eastern Zone, as we see an interesting development for second position now, as we see the athlete out of the Northern Zone was catching up on the athlete from the Southern Zone, but she's outwinded now. The Southern Zone making a run back, but it's going to be difficult for her to catch up with the athlete from the Eastern Zone. The Eastern Zone is going to hand over first. And there they go.
And it's Eastern Zone continuing to maintain the lead of just about 60 meters or so. The second handover about to be completed. Northern Zone, Western Zone. But out front is the Eastern Zone, just about 60 meters as she heads down the back straight on the third lap. The Eastern Zone continues to lead in the final female event here at the National Secondary School Games for 2019. It is the Eastern Zone maintaining that lead. It continues to grow, just about 60 or so meters to go, with 150 meters left before the third and final baton exchange. The Eastern Zone continues to extend and open out the lead. Strong performances there from the athlete from the Eastern Zone, and she is motoring down the home straight to hand over the baton for the third time as they seek gold in the final female event.
Well, that's the final handover, and the Eastern Zone with a very, very commanding lead. It looks here like Janaya Thomas. Is it Janaya Thomas? But whoever it is, it's going to be tough to catch up with them. The Eastern Zone with a commanding lead here in the final event for the girls. She can actually coast home from here on. It's a jog in the park for her. She's not challenged by any stretch. What a team effort by the Eastern Zone. A good way for the girls to close the curtain on the inaugural secondary school games. That's the final event for the girls. And the Eastern Zone has a commanding lead here. There's no need for she to exert to the fullest extent, but I'm sure she'd want to return a good time for her team, and she would give it all towards the finish line. As she enters into the home straight and heading towards the finish line, the Eastern Zone it is. The Eastern Zone looking good. The race is actually for second and third, as there's an interesting development there, but the Eastern Zone wins it now. Let's see what's happening for second and third, as it's going to be a fight between the Southern Zone and the Northern Zone, but the Southern Zone is in second. The Southern Zone will pick up the silver medal, and the Northern Zone will pick up the bronze. The Western Zone will have to settle for the fourth position.
And it's the start of the event. Very good start there. The athlete from the Northern Zone, he's out quickly. So too is the athlete from the Eastern Zone, who actually settles now in front of the pack, followed by the athlete from Southern Zone and Northern Zone in the back, a bit boxed out by the two athletes in front of him. But it's the Eastern Zone, Southern Zone, Western Zone. The athlete from the Northern Zone falling back a bit, but it continues to be a dominant performance from the athletes from the eastern side of the island. They have the early lead with just about 150 meters left in the first exchange, and they lead by just about 20 or so meters. Eastern Zone, Southern Zone, Western Zone and the Northern Zone, but it is continuing to be a blue afternoon, a royal blue afternoon here at the National Stadium. They have opened up a lead of just about 30 meters or so over Northern Zone. The first exchange, Northern Eastern Zone.
The Eastern Zone is off in a flash. The first handover, and they're trailed by the Northern Zone. The Southern Zone is actually in fourth position at the moment. Let's see what's going to happen here. The Northern Zone looking very comfortable. Sorry, the Eastern Zone looking very comfortable going down the back straight. The Eastern Zone it is. And for the sake of the fans, we're hoping that it can be a much closer encounter. maybe 80 meters lead here. But look at the second, third, and fourth. They bunch closely together here. The southern zone is making a comeback. But look at the lead that has been established by the eastern zone. It's going to be difficult to catch them. But look at the southern zone, the western zone. That looks like Neil Peters there for the western zone. But the eastern zone with a commanding lead here as they make the second and over. The eastern zone in the lead.
The eastern zone, the lead about 60 meters or so, but the excitement is really for second and third and fourth in this event. The second is second and over second, the northern zone. The western zone, the northern zone in the mix also to the southern zone. But out front, continuing their dominant performances in the 4x400 meters. The boys, they continue to extend their lead. The eastern zone boys, they are leading with just about 600 meters left in the event. A lead of just about 50 meters or so. Continues to hold on. Here comes the athletes from the northern zone. Look at the athlete from the northern zone, turns on the afterburners, looking to close down the gap. It is getting exciting. It is certainly getting exciting. And the lead almost evaporates. The athlete from the northern zone, he is closing the gap, clawing away. He's just about passes him and hands over first. The northern zone, they are in the lead ahead in the final lap.
What a run by Deontay Williams for the northern zone. The northern zone has taken over the lead, but the eastern zone is not going to give up just like that. It's going to be a battle for the finals. Is this another Junior Charles moment? It was right around this point when he went past Jeffrey. Is the athlete from the northern zone going to catch up with him? The eastern zone has now moved into the lead, trailed by the northern zone. And then there is the western zone. What is going to happen? Is there any fight left in the tank here? Is there a fight by the northern zone? The eastern zone back in the lead and powering away. He looks good going into the home straight. Is he going to catch him? A fight back here by the northern zone. East zone, northern zone, east zone, northern zone. Who is it going to be? Looks like the eastern zone. What a run back here. But we cannot discredit the run by Deontay Williams on the third leg for the northern zone. What a fit and finish to this game.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Big business don't participate.
Continuing the news, the impact of climate change on the economic, infrastructural and sustainable development of Grenada was the focus of the 150th meeting of the Sustainable Development Council on Friday. The meeting, which was held at the Public Workers Union Conference Room, focused on sustainable development and climate change, infrastructure and energy, health and disaster management. The Honorable Gregory Bowen, Minister for Infrastructure Development, Public Utilities, Energy, Transport and Implementation, whose focus was on sustainable development and infrastructure and energy, said development must be looked at in a different light as a result of climate change. He used the example of construction, saying that the negative impact of climate change must be taken into consideration.
The infrastructure component of sustainable development is therefore critical because it falls into two things. Infrastructure. The most important one may be the soft one, the education, and the people themselves getting involved and knowledgeable. But the infrastructural component always follow. Whether it's a policy, whether it's a law, we must build. And we in the Ministry of Infrastructure, we are preparing ourselves for this. We are not there yet, but we are getting there. And implementation is a significant component of our ministry. So when we're implementing now, we do not have to say, well, is this school being built on time and within cost? we have to go with a fine-tuned code and look at what is there. Where are the mitigation efforts within this building?
Health Minister, the Honorable Nicholas Steele, who addressed the subject of sustainable development and health, says we must take seriously the effects of climate change on the sector.
We have seen Zika and chikungunya come through, and dengue, the warning for this year. Not a new strain, but a previously non-existing or a strain of dengue that we haven't seen for decades in this region. Question was asked about rat infestation as well. What is happening is that when I was growing up, I knew that there was a definite rainy season and dry season. And you could literally mark that on Corpus Christi, it would be raining, or on April, it will be raining by the middle of April or so. These periods are extending. The hurricane season is extending, and as such, what we have happening is our rainy season is coinciding with our tourism season, when people travel. And as such, mosquito-borne diseases are spreading because it's coinciding, not just here, but in Southern Europe, Mediterranean area, so it's crossing from Africa over. So we have to build and strengthen health resources.
The other presenter was Senator Simon Steele, Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information. He says climate change undermines our ability to achieve sustainable development and touches every aspect of our economic development.
When we look at it within the broad areas, economically, and some of the action that government has taken to build greater resilience, it's not just from a physical perspective. Resilience speaks to economic resilience. It speaks to social resilience. It speaks to environmental resilience. So we have to look at this thing holistically. And some of the actions that government has taken, whether it is through the homegrown structural adjustment program and building fiscal resilience. So whether that is through the introduction of the fiscal responsibility laws, debt management laws, how to put Grenada on a sustainable path of fiscal responsibility, which builds that economic resilience. Whether it is the area of climate financing, again, a core mandate of the Ministry of Climate Finance, together with the Ministry of Finance, together with Foreign Affairs, together with the Ministry of Implementation, is to see how we can access as much of the climate financing that is available, the international resources that are available.
The Parliamentary Elections Office says the addendum to the current list of electors as at March 31st, 2019 is published for inspection, the raising of claims, objections and revision. The office says this process runs for 7 days from April 8th to 15th, 2019. The addendum can be found in each constituency at post offices, police stations, medical stations, parliamentary elections constituency offices and other public places. The closing date for submission of information to the registration officer in connection with any claim for inclusion in the addendum or objection to any name which should not be included in the addendum is April 15, 2019. The Parliamentary Elections Office adds that everyone, and particularly those who registered during the quarter January to March 2019, is advised to inspect the addendum to ensure that his or her name is properly included. The addendum should also be checked to establish whether there is any name included in it that should not be there. And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Thank you very much, Leslie Ann. Let's take a look at the weather, see what it's like. 24 degrees Celsius. It's drizzling right now. Tonight's low is expected to be just about 23 degrees Celsius. Precipitation 16%, humidity 88%, wind 27 kilometers per hour. All right, and like I said, it's drizzling right now, and stay dry. All right, guys, I want to say hello to all the folks who are tuned in right now. Deborah, Zaka, Esther, Nika, Shireen, Danica, Camille, Cynthia, Shireen, Rose, my mom. We also have Nicole with us. We have Daria. Who else we have with us? We have Simone, Simon, Sally, Mishi, Ala. We have Neki, Classilda, Veron, Crispin, big up Crispin, Ezron, We have as well with us Sharon Rush. We always appreciate your presence. All right, we have Arthur, and we have Jamie and Judith and everyone else, man, who's with us. Tony and Lorraine, all right, and Kirin, all the crew. Blessings to you guys. I have to run because we have run out of time. I would like to say thank you guys for being such a wonderful audience. We have a lot of things that we need to do for you. We'll be live tomorrow, God's willing, at around 6:30, 7 o'clock, all right? We will be live. I cannot tell you for what yet, but we will be live and it will be rather interesting. Thanks again for viewing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ja! No! Have a good weekend.